Alright everyone, welcome back to the second video about mistakes to avoid in your blueprints. These are of course the 5 solid principles of object-oriented programming, and today we're talking about the open-closed principle. Be sure to check out the previous video as well, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to know what the L stands for. The open-closed principle says that software entities should be open for extension, but closed for modification. This means we should be able to add new behavior without changing existing code. To demonstrate this principle, I used a weapon system. So first, let me show you what it looks like in the game. So we have a weapon here, a rifle. And when I fire it, then it fires, does a line trace. That's great. And if I switch to a shotgun, instead of a line trace, it does a sphere trace. So we have different weapons that are behaving differently. They fire differently. I implemented this using a child actor on the character blueprint. So here it is, the BP weapon actor as a child actor of the character. And in the event graph, we can see, well, the left mouse button fires the weapon, and keys 1 and 2 set the weapon type. And the issue is in the way I implemented the weapon blueprint. So let's take a look. We can see the methods that the weapon has. So I can set the weapon mesh based on the type, and I can fire based on the weapon type. And each of these methods, I think we can very clearly see it's going to be very difficult to maintain all of this as I add more weapons. So each weapon that I add here is going to be an extra pin to drag off of, and each of the weapons is going to have its own logic. And if I need to share some of the logic between the weapons, it's going to be a lot more difficult. So imagine trying to add like a pistol weapon. So it needs to fire like a rifle and not like a shotgun. But if I want to now add automatic fire to the rifle, it's going to have to once again behave differently from the pistol despite firing in the same way. So the more weapons I add, the more I'm going to have to change this class, and it's going to get very unwieldy very fast. The good example looks like this. This is our new weapon blueprint. It doesn't do anything. It has a fire event that's not implemented, and all of the logic has been moved to the child blueprints, the shotgun and the rifle. Right? If I open the rifle, we can see it right over here. And on the character side, I no longer have it as a child actor, but instead I have this nice equip weapon method that, if I look inside, spawns the actor, or well, destroys one if it already exists, spawns a new actor, attaches it to ourselves, and then the fire method looks for the equipped weapon variable and fires the weapon. So now if I add any new weapon types, I don't have to change this class other than mapping keys to weapons, and I don't have to change the weapon class. I just inherit from the weapon class and add my new weapon. Now, of course, this is just an example and leaves a lot of questions unanswered. For example, how would I handle auto fire as opposed to single fire? Or how do I reload different weapons, right? The shotgun would reload differently than the rifle. And what if I have melee weapons? So this by no means is a complete working weapon system, but it just shows how I can keep adding more logic and more complex logic without touching my base classes. And that'll be it for today. Let me know in the comments below if this solves any problems for you. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time.